How many of you guys have ever owned a pair of Vans and have wondered what off the wall means? Okay, off the wall came from this good-looking guy right here. This is Tony Alva. He is a professional skateboarder. In 1966, when Vans was created from Steve Van Doren, he told Steve Van Doren they used to break into houses and skate in their backyard pools. And when they would skate in the backyards, he told Steve Van Doren, like, when we go up the walls, it feels like we're going off the wall. And so Steve Van Doren liked that, and he used that for his company Vans. Vans, I've always liked Vans, and so, Vans were my first pair of shoes, and Vans has also had like a big impact on my life because growing up, I got I guess tutorial skating videos from Vans of like professional skateboarders from the time, like 2000 to like 2005, whatever. And I would watch them, and I really like Vans, so they had like a big impact on me in the way I am. I'll get into that later. I learned about this company. Well, this company, to start off, it's a great company, and they do a lot of good things for people. They help out a lot of people, and they're also like a good influence on people. So just learning about this company will make you love the company more. All right, so first I will talk about the history of Vans. Secondly, I will talk about some of the unique collaborations that Vans has been in. And lastly, I will talk about how Vans has shaped me and how it has made me who I am. Alright, in order to have a better understanding of the company, we must first discuss or talk about some history of the company. So like I mentioned before, Vans was created in 1966 on March 16th from this guy right over here. That's Paul Van Doren. Vans' first store was in Anaheim, California, and it wasn't like a regular store. This is the store where they actually manufactured the shoes and sold the shoes. So like you would go in the morning and talk to Paul Van Doren and say, at the time it was called the Style 44, which is known as the authentic shoe you're wearing. That shoe was known as the Style 44, and that was the only shoe they had at the time. And so they would make the shoe, and you would come back like in the evening and you would fix the shoe. Vans was so, I guess, good at the time because in the 60s, that's when like the rise of skateboarding was. And so the shoes had grip. So when you would skate, they didn't have grip tape at the time. So you would either skate on your bare feet, like flax, like a surfboard. But once they started making Vans, the shoes had the grip you needed to stick on the board, so you wouldn't really need to skate barefoot anymore. Alright. And now that we know a little bit of history, alright, this is the Style 44, the authentic. This is the Style 95, which is also known as the Era. Style 95 was I guess a better shoe than the authentic because of the cushion around. That was better for people that were skateboarding at the time because it had I guess, a better feel. You wouldn't cut up your feet or whatever. And then they also have the plastic slip-on. We'll talk about that later too. Alright, so now that we know a little bit of history on the company, I'm going to talk about some of the collaborations. So these are a few of my favorite. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Iron Maiden or Slayer or even the Beatles, but these are some of the collaborations that really make Vans stand out, because not only can you wear something that you like, but you can also show off some of the, I guess, art from artists that you like. Well, it's not, they don't only do like rock, but these are the ones I focus on because, you know, it's kind of like, and so, yeah. The Iron Maiden collaboration came out in 2012. Slayer was a year before, 2011, and then the Beatles collaboration just came out last year. Okay. So now that we know some of the different collaborations that Vans has been in, I'm going to talk about how Vans has had an impact on me. Growing up in my area, you either hang out with the homeboys down the street, or you skate. And so, you know, I decided to go skate with my friends. And Vans, a lot of their advertisement, they promote skateboarding. So growing up, I would, you know, watch Vans videos, and you know, that kind of led me to path of skating. I also work for Vans, and so I know a lot about the company. This is Black Friday, 2 years ago. I'm on his page, Van Doren, which is the son of Paul Van Doren. I'm right here, so right here. But I'm in there, and so yeah, Vans is just a great company, and I'm glad to be a part of their company. All right, now that we know how it has had an impact on me, let's start to wrap things up. So I talked about a little bit of the history of Vans. Paul Van Doren, were off the wall, how it started, and I talked about some of the collaborations and how it has had an impact on me. To finish it, so the next time you wear a pair of Vans, do it. Jay Adams, a member of the Zephyr skate team, also a part of Vans. He says just wear it with pride.